Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today is going to be tip 247. And I'm going to share some nuggets from the experience with Chris Noggle and team that I went to a couple weeks ago. There were a couple of different speakers. This is only a couple. I'm only mentioning a couple of them right now, but Brandon Steiner, Randy Garn, Larry Steinhaus. These are a couple of the people that attended. And I'll kind of show you some of the books that we received as part of the event. This is Prosper, which is Ethan Willis and Randy Garn. The Business Playbook by Brandon Steiner. I flipped my phone around. Good morning, Upendra. That's why I'm going in the wrong direction. This one is Living on Purpose. I'll get this down. Living on Purpose by Brandon Steiner. And then this is Larry Steinhaus, How We Quit Our Jobs, Got Rich, and Found Freedom in Real Estate. And I figured what I would do today is, it's been a couple of weeks since I attended the event. And again, this is just a tip of the iceberg of things that we learned. And what I'm doing is, I got a message yesterday just as a thank you for being a part of it. And it reminded me that I want to make some big changes and I want to learn from this experience. And every time somebody presents me with an opportunity to grow and to become better, I want to make sure that I do take steps to keep moving forward. There were so many amazing people at the event with Chris Noggle, and I want to make sure that I respect the gift of their time and continue to make my life better and continue to make the lives of those people around me better. So I'm going to just share a couple of nuggets of wisdom from them because I could not possibly give you what that weekend entailed. Like Doc V says, when you go to an event like that where you're gaining knowledge and education, it's amazing, but I'll just share a couple of little comments that popped out through my notes. And I'll let you know what I think as I read these books, because growing, helping people, improving yourself, it all feels good. And when you feel good, you make better decisions. And I think you leave a better impression on the world. So I'm going to say that the first person I'm going to talk a little bit about is Brandon Steiner. And Brandon Steiner is... he's actually a sports guy, and we'll all know that I'm not a real big sports person. I grew up with like stock car racing, and we didn't watch sports. Now, my dad does watch them now, but as a kid, he didn't. But this man, he was actually videoed in with us. And I do have a couple of books from him that I kind of mentioned, The Business Playbook and Living on Purpose. And really, kind of the things he talked about is that the truth will set, this was a funny one that he kind of said that I thought was interesting. But a quote that he said that kind of rung a bell with me is, the truth will set you free. We've all heard that before, but he added in a little line at the bottom and he said, but it will piss you off. It'll really piss you off, but it will set you free. So I thought that was a really interesting comment. And it was kind of a reminder that in order to grow, in order to improve, in order to make our lives better, we have to change. We have to be open to improving. We have to allow those with more knowledge and with gifts that we don't have to share those gifts with us. Because as Doc V has told us a million times, if we learn from the people that have already walked the path before us, we can get there faster. And that, in going with that same vein, he was saying, find the people to help you execute your plan is very important. And I think that's kind of where I said that being part of Doc V's challenge has helped me to execute my plan and to actually develop a plan bigger than I ever thought was possible. If it wasn't for Doc V and the challenge, I would not be going live right now. It was a challenge he gave me to go live for 30 days, and look what it turned into. I'm in his free challenge group twice a week now, at least twice a week. Brandon Steiner also said about money, not all money is good. Good morning, Dolly. Good to see you. Money comes with a responsibility. And I thought this was so important because a lot of people will talk about money doesn't buy you happiness. And I think that's very true. But it's been pointed out to me in the past year that money doesn't change the person. It just gives them more tools to really let you see if they're a good person or a bad person. So this quote from Brandon Steiner about not all money is good money money comes with a responsibility, I thought was really important, because a lot of what we learned this past weekend is the mark that you're leaving on the world. Money is the tool that allows you to help more people. Money is the tool that allows you to have a greater reach. But money is a tool that comes with a responsibility to be a good person if you are in receipt of it. It also talked about Brandon Steiner, inclusion creates a commitment, and I think that's true. Being a part and in a small group with all these people over an event weekend, a mentoring group, it did make me feel I wasn't one of 10,000. I was one of a small group. So you felt heard and you felt cared about and you felt respected. And it was just a great gift. And I can't wait to connect with these people again. And part of me is like, I need to just send out a touch base, email with the group, because I have met so many amazing people. All of you guys, all of the people in the Doc V Challenge, all of the people in the Money School group with Chris Noggle, so many amazing people have now entered my life because I got myself open and allowed myself to learn new things. Brandon Steiner, face it, look in the mirror, and live with it. He says, the one thing that you have to keep in mind, Brandon Steiner, good morning. All you need is more good ideas than bad. And I think that's part of what we've learned through Doc V and a lot of the other groups that I've been involved with, is that we don't fail, we learn. So remembering that it's all about ideas, all we got to do is keep having more good ideas than bad, and eventually we will end up down the right path. It is uncomfortable in the beginning. We do have to get a routine. We do have to get some skills behind us, but nothing is impossible. We just keep moving forward. And I'm going to say the comment about money again, because I think that's so important. We know money doesn't bring happiness. We know not all money is good money, but we all need to remember that money comes with responsibility. And I think that might be where some of the hang-ups have come up with people. Now, then another person that was at this event that I'm going to share a few little nuggets that he gave us. And again, these are just a couple of little nuggets because we had a whole weekend with these people. But Randy Garn was there, and Doc V has talked about him. He is part of a mentoring group that Doc V is involved with. And he talked a lot about clarity, and he talked about that the people that are clear get the farthest in life, and that clarity is achieved when you do things, and these are all going to sound familiar to many of you, when you do things like visualizing and meditating and journaling, because then it lets you really kind of get into finding out what your core strengths and abilities are and where you may be weak, so that you can develop the skills to fully utilize and share your core strengths and abilities with the world. So I thought that was a great pointer from him. And he had the book Prosper. And Prosper, here's this book. Again, we walked away from the weekend with these books, so I'm digging into them as quickly as I can. But I will share as I get into them more. And what he was kind of saying is that our core strengths and abilities, this is where you get your money from, because that is your gift that you want to share with the world. He said, you want to stay focused, because a lack of direction, not a lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours in a day. It's how we use it. And for most of us, that's not going to be new news either, because we have heard that multiple times. Where can you cut something out that isn't really serving your purpose and move yourself forward in your life? So again, in Randy Garn's words, execute. You got to focus, get clear, and execute. And Randy Garn actually gave us 3 questions to consider every single day, and that it's part of moving our lives forward, and it's part of living a good life and a life that will feel good. And the 3 questions Randy Garn presented to us to evaluate every single day is, number 1, how did I see the hand of God in my life today? Very important. Number 2, the 5 most important things I have to get done today. And number 3, who are the 5 people that I can bless today? Is it a simple phone call? Is it a card? What can you do to help 5 people today? And he said, if you live your life with these 3 things, you can move your life forward, and your life will feel good, and it will be a life of purpose and of prosperity. And Brandy Garn also kind of pointed out something too. We all have like rituals, and I know Randy, I believe Randy was the one that talked about that everyone told him to journal in the morning, and he found for himself he liked to journal at night because that kind of gave him some direction for the next morning. So I think what it is in using all the skills that we find and finding the path that works for ourselves. So learn from the mentors, learn from the gifts, learn from the groups, but find the way that it falls into your life the best and it makes you feel comfortable. Another one of the gentlemen that talked this weekend was Larry Steinhaus, Larry Steinhaus. And he has the book, How We Quit Our Jobs, Got Rich, and Found Freedom in Real Estate. And he does a live talk every day on money. So I've been listening to him since I got back. And it's on at like 4:03 every day, and I'll try to remember and put it in my link here. And he's actually the founder of Investor School, and he was giving pointers and tips and how to kind of move forward and to kind of, because a lot of what's happened is learning to understand what is going on in the world so that we can protect ourselves. A lot of our greatest assets are being handled by people, and we're not really educated on them. So what they're trying to do is educate us so that we can be monitoring and knowing what's happening with our lives, instead of handing off to someone else, that we can ask educated questions, make educated decisions, and move our, Acro saying hello, and move our lives forward in the best possible way. So Larry Steinhaus made a comment, and this was a good one. He called it SOS, don't be stuck on stupid. It was, or maybe that was Brandon Steiner. I think that was Brandon Steiner, not Larry Steinhaus. But there were a lot of important lessons learned. There was a lot of great opportunity. And some things have happened like in the past 24 hours that I haven't really walked away from this commitment to make these changes before the next get together as part of Chris Nagel's group or in connecting with Doc V. But life is short. We don't know what tomorrow brings. I thought for a period of time, I've always been passionate about learning, about reading, about growing, about improving. That's actually almost been a life mission for me. It's something that I've truly, truly enjoyed. When I got extremely heavy, I didn't follow through with it anymore because I kind of thought it was a lost cause, that any gifts I had already given, or they weren't meant to be shared. And through being part of Doc V's Challenge, being part of Chris Nagel's group, being part of all of you guys and sharing with you, I'm realizing that as long as we're alive and as long as we're breathing, we have gifts to share, and we should never stop sharing those gifts. And I know I had a note in here from somebody that you never want to stop. You always want to be moving forward. You always want it. You never stop sharing the gifts that you were given. It's never done. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you're at in your life. You never stop. You're either alive and moving forward, or you're dead. And that's not where any of us want to be. Our days are numbered. They're gone so quickly. So make sure that you are doing something today so that when you get to the end of the day, you feel like you made a difference. And I guess really kind of to repeat what Randy Garn said, how did you see the hand of God in your life today? What are the 5 most important things that you have to get done today, because that'll give you that feeling of accomplishment? And who are the 5 people that you can bless today? If you kind of put that quick and easy together, and maybe it's not so easy, but if you put that together, how did you see the hand of God? What are the 5 things you could do to improve your life? My cat is knocking things off the table that he doesn't like. And how can I bless 5 people today? I think that will let your life move forward in big, beautiful, amazing ways, and it will make you, most importantly, feel good. So I'll go through those real quick again. The 3 questions from Randy Garn. How did I see the hand of God in my life today? Number 2, the 5 most important things I need to get done today so that you get that sense of accomplishment and moving forward. And number 3, who are the 5 people that you can bless today? Who can you make a difference in their lives? And again, these are just nuggets that I got, just little tidbits that are in this little book that Chris gave us. This is a notebook that he gave us. so that we could write notes from the event. And I'll share with you as it go along, but I'm grateful to have found Doc V, to have found Chris Noggle, to have found all of these people in my life to help give me direction, because I don't know how many days I have here. And I want to come to my last day and be proud of what I've left behind for the people that I've had the honor and the privilege to meet in my life. So thank you. Have a beautiful day and touch somebody's life and help your life to move forward. Thank you guys for everything, and thank you for always supporting me. All the best to you always. Thank you.